Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Technical Difficulties. I am your tech wizard, Dwayne Burke, and as usual, I'm here to help you make your streams, your live streams, your recordings even better. And today, what we're going to talk about is how to make your microphone sound better. And how we're going to do that, we're going to do it with a few plugins into OBS. It works with any microphone, doesn't matter. I know my audio probably sounds a little bit different today than it normally does, and it's because I had to do a little tinkering with my own audio setup so that I could show you how this works in real time. So, before we get into all of that, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video. It helps get more eyes, it helps get the channel more support, and helps me bring you even more content. You want to hear me or see me do reviews of products? I need support in order to do that. You know, you want to get even more technical difficulties? I need support in order to do that. So please subscribe, like the video, and when the video's done, or when we're done going live, leave a comment. All of those things help the channel. All right, so first things first, in order to do everything that I'm doing today, you're gonna have to be using OBS Studio. I'm sorry for everyone out there that likes Streamlabs OBS. I think I've made my feelings about Streamlabs OBS very apparent. I do not like it, mainly because it doesn't allow you to do a lot of the stuff that you can customize OBS to do what you need it to do. A lot of the more intricate details and things like that you can't do with Streamlabs OBS. So you got to be running OBS Studio. Link, if you don't already have it, in the description. All right. The second thing you're going to need are the Reaper VST plugins. Also in the description of this video. So if you're trying to follow along, first things first, you got to download and install both of those things. But assuming that that's where you're at, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let's get to our working screen. All right. So I will get you out of the OBS inception here in a second. Actually, you know what I will do in order to kind of alleviate that is I will get out of studio mode, and then I will put my face over it. So there you go. You don't have to deal with the inception effect right now. So you got OBS, you've got your plugins are already installed. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to, on any scene, it doesn't really matter, record you saying just a chunk of dialogue. All right. And then you're going to want to do a very loud sound. So like a scream. I always use a scream. Then you're going to want to type on your keyboard, and then you're going to want to click your mouse. All right. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to record it real quick. I'm going to record it on a black screen. So for 1 second, I'm going to have to turn my camera off. So sorry. You won't see me for a second. It's going to go back to Inception for 1 second. All right. And then once I've got that recorded, I'm going to show you how to use that in OBS to run your EQ. All right. So give me 1 second. Let me get the camera off. Okay. Let me start recording. Boom. Okay. So here we go. And record. 3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all. 1 ring to find them. 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness find them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. Woo! All right, cool. All right, and we've stopped recording. Let me get my camera back on. Boom. Okay. So back out of the Inception effect. I apologize again, everyone. Let me cover that up completely. Okay. So now what you're going to do, you're going to use this scene that you got here, right? Oh, and I forgot that now that I don't have it in studio mode. Sorry, let me go back to studio mode. Okay. So get the working screen back going. Okay. And then here you go. Now I will, let's do this. There we go. And then boom. Okay. So now what you do, you bring into that same scene that you used to record. What you're going to do is bring in your recording. Okay. So boom, media source. We'll call this the EQ video, right? Then you got to find your recording. It is this one. All right. Then what you're going to want to do, make sure that you have loop checked. Okay. So loop checked. And then now that is ready. So what I got to do, I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to add my camera to this so that you guys can see me as I'm doing everything. And then let me add let me add a window capture. I will add this one. I think this is the one that I'm using, right? Oh, that's not the right one. Whatever. Or no, I need a display capture. Sorry. Because you can only do OBS with a display capture. So, okay. There we go. Because I still want you guys to be able to see everything that I'm doing. But I want you to be able to hear it as well. Okay, so boom. There we go. And then I'll be able to get this off the Inception effect by clicking on something else. Okay, so we come into this scene and it's going to loop the audio. All right. Sean, I was using that particular passage from The Lord of the Rings in order to record the audio that I'm going to use to EQ my microphone. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. I'm also going to turn the music off for you guys just so that while I'm doing this, you won't have that and you'll be able to actually hear the effect while I'm EQing, okay? So first things first, you got to go into the audio for your video
for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone.
9. Turn it on to monitor so that you can die. So advanced audio properties,
for the Dark Lord
EQ vid. You got to turn this on in the land of Mordor, monitor only. I'm going to have it on monitor and output so that you guys can hear it as I'm affecting the audio.
One ring to bring them all,
and in the darkness find them. You're going to hear this loop over and over and over
where
again.
the shadows lie.
All right. Woo! Here, actually, let me mute it for a second. So then what you're going to do, you're going to start applying audio filters, okay? So you come down, you right click here, filters. Whoops, that is the wrong. There we go. Right click on your source, click filters, and then you're going to have audio video filters. Now, after you've installed those VST plugins from Reaper, when you hit the plus sign here, you're going to see it right there. VST 2.x plugin, right? You click that. So the first things that we're going to do, we're going to let's do the let's not do that. We'll do the noise gate first. Okay, so noise gate. We'll just call it the noise gate. Boom, and then you select which type of plugin you want to use. So you're looking for the regate standalone right here. Boom. And then open the interface. Oh, okay. Didn't do what it was supposed to do. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's what you got to do. Sorry. It's been a while since I did this. Regate. Okay, then open plugin interface. Now what this does, so what this plugin does, it's your noise gate. What it'll do is it's going to stop your microphone from not recording, but it's going to place basically a floor on your microphone, and nothing below that floor is going to get picked up and go out to your stream. So typing, mouse clicks, your air conditioner, your fan, all of these things that have a lower decibel sound, this is how you get rid of that background noise. All right. So let me turn it back on
for the Elven
so you
Kings
can hear
under
it.
the sky.
All right.
7
So
for the Dwarf Lords in
the
their
way you
halls
do
of
it,
stone.
this
9
slider right
for
here,
mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne.
this slider on the
In the
left-hand
land of
side
Mordor,
is
where
what
the shadows
is
lie.
going to move
One ring
or
to
adjust the
rule them
floor.
all.
All
One
right?
ring
So you
to
move it up.
find them. One
right?
ring to bring them all.
That
And
bar,
in the darkness,
that's your
find them.
voice.
In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
You see, you move it up too high. You move it up too high. Let it loop back around, and you'll hear it. It's gonna actually cut out my voice when I'm hitting those lower decibel
ring.
parts of my voice.
King
You hear that?
on the sky.
You hear how it's cutting out?
7
So
for
if
the
you get
Dwarf Lord
that,
in their hall.
all you
No.
got to do is
9
just slide it
for
back
mortal
down.
men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. One
Yeah,
ring.
it's cutting
to
a little
rule
too
them all.
much.
One ring to find them. One
Slide
ring
it back
to bring
down.
them all. And
I think
in
it's
the
going to be good
darkness,
there.
Find
So
them.
now I wait for
In
that
the
part
land
to
of Mordor,
roll back around
where the shadows
to
lie.
where I'm typing. We'll get to the scream in a second. All right, so here comes the typing and the mouse clicks. Okay, so it's still... There you go. Put it like right there. And
3
I think
rings
that
for the Elven
what
Kings
I'm going
under
to do,
the
I'm
sky.
going to skip it to the end. Okay, so keyboard clacks are still coming through.
Woo!
Jeez. Need to move it up slightly. Let's
3
go.
rings for the Elven Kings.
Let's go
under
to
the sky.
31.
7 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone.
Okay.
Men
30.5.
doomed to die. 1 for the Dark
Ooh,
Lord
no.
on his dark throne. In the land of
30.5.
Mordor, where the shadows.
And then let's see.
Woo!
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry I keep doing that to your ears, everybody.
Find them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, find them. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. Woo!
Jesus. Okay, where is... Oh, those clicks are loud, man.
Woo!
How is it still making it through? Okay, let's try
3 rings for the Elven Kings.
30.8. $31. Okay, my keyboard is a little louder than most, so
3 rings for
I
the
may not
Elven
be able to get
Kings
it out
under the
without
sky.
affecting my
7
voice as
for the
well.
Lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. One ring to rule them all. One ring to find them. One ring to bring them all.
That's why.
And in the darkness,
I was going the
find
wrong
them.
way.
In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
Okay, so that almost got rid of it.
3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky.
28
7
flat. Okay, so that takes it to
3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 7 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all. 1 ring to find them. 1 ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, find them. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
Woo! Sorry. Ooh, I almost got it. Almost got it.
3 rings for the Elven King.
All right, so now you see I've almost cut out completely my keyboard.
3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 7 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men
so
doomed
it's
to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne.
There we go.
In the land of Mordor,
Now it should
where
be
the shadows lie.
Now it should be working.
1
right.
ring to rule them all. 1 ring to find
Sorry
them.
about that.
1 ring to bring them all. And in the darkness,
Yeah,
find them.
so it's
In the land of Mordor,
because of all the different
where the
audio
shadows lie.
things I've got going on. Sorry about that echo. All right. Now that I got my keyboard cut out, all right. Now we can cut out for the most part. It's
3
not cut out
rings for the
100%.
Kings under the sky.
It's
7
cut out enough.
for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone.
Let me make
9
sure that's
for mortal
saved.
men
Cool.
doomed to
All right,
die.
Close.
1
So
for the
now what
Dark
we're gonna
Lord
do,
on
we're
his
gonna
dark
worry
throne.
about that
In the
screen.
land
How
of
do we
Mordor,
stop
where the
that
shadows lie.
from
1 ring to rule
and
them
even
all.
out the
1
volume
ring to
of
find
the
1 ring to bring them all. And in the
Hold on,
darkness,
Let me pause that. Okay, so how do we stop that scream from peaking our audio and kind of balance out the different volumes of my voice? So you do that through compression. And what do you know? The VST plugins also have a compression plugin. So once again, you hit the plus sign, VST plugin. We'll call that this compression. Then right here, you're going to look at the Reaper compression standalone. Open the plugin interface. And then what you're going to do here is to set your compression rate. So I normally do a 4:1, which what that means is when it hits your ceiling, how much is it going to drop the volume level of what it's compressing, basically. All right, so let me get it going again so that I can get to the scream.
3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky.
Because again, what you
7
don't want to
for the
have
Dwarf
happen
Lords
is you
in
don't
their
want it
halls
to
of stone.
affect
9 for mortal men
your normal
doomed to die.
voice, right?
1
And the
for
slider
the
again
Dark
on the
Lord
left is
on
what
his dark
affects.
throne. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all.
And this is
ring
the easy
to find
part. So
1 ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, find them. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
woo! All right. So let's move it to like right here. So you want it
3 rings for the Elven
right,
Kings under
right
the sky.
above
7
where
for the Dwarf Lords in
like
their
your
halls of
average voice
9
range is,
for
like the
mortal
highest
men
point of your
doomed to
voice
die.
where it's
1
the loudest.
for the Dark Lord.
You want
on
it
his
right
dark throne.
above that
In the land of Mordor,
so that
where
anything
the
louder
shadows
than your
lie.
normal voice
1 ring
gets
to rule
turned
them all.
down.
1
okay?
ring to find them.
So boom,
1
compression
ring
is done.
to bring them all. And in
Now,
the darkness,
we're going to get
find them.
into the real thing that really affects the sound quality of the voice, okay? And that's EQ. All right. And you guys get to see my entire screen because I can't do this without doing a display capture. So every time I get to check on the chat, you guys get to see it. Okay. So last thing, and then once again, in the Reaper VST plugins, you get an EQ. So you go ahead, hit that plus sign, come down to VST 2.x plugin. We'll call this EQ. Boom. Select a plugin. And then where is it? Re-EQ standalone right there. Boom. Open plugin interface. Now, what I normally do, and we're just gonna do a quick EQ. I'm not gonna spend like a huge amount of time on this. All right. So I do a, what is it? Band? No. Sorry. It's low pass. Nope. High pass. Sorry. High pass. And then I do a low pass on this end. And then let me add a new band. 4 will come over. This will be a band. Oh, nope, sorry. 4 will be a band 5. Sorry, I'm going to add one more. 6, 5. 6 will be a low pass. And then 5 will be a band. Cool. 4 is band. 3 band. Whoops, sorry. 3 band. 2 band. Perfect. Okay. So now what this is going to do is it's going to cut out sounds at certain decibels. All right. So a lot of you have probably heard, if you've been looking for ways to get rid of air conditioner noise or footsteps or fan noise from your computer, you've heard of something called a low cut filter. All right. What that's talking about is cutting out the low end of the frequencies that are on your EQ. So that's what that does, is it does this, what I'm about to show you, but it does it without you having to listen and EQ it yourself. All right. Now the thing with EQ is EQ sounds different to everyone. So what I do right here for this microphone works for my voice on this microphone for my ears. It's not going to work for everyone. All right. So you have to do it yourself. And once you're happy with it, your EQ is good. That's really, you are the only one who can determine whether or not your EQ sounds good to you.
3
right.
rings for the Elven Kings.
So
Under
let's
the
get
Sky.
into this.
7 for the Dwarf Lords in
do
their
some
halls
adjustment.
of stone. 9
All right.
for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all. 1 ring to find them. 1 ring to bring them all. And in the darkness find them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. Woo! Three rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 7.
And if you
for the
ever
Dwarf
can't
Lords
hear
in their halls of stone.
what the EQ is
9
doing,
for mortal men,
the best thing to
doomed
do,
die.
just
1
take
for the
it
Dark Lord on his dark throne
and
in
move
the
it.
land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
And you see how
1
it
ring
changes
to
the
rule them
sound?
all. 1 ring to find them. 1 ring to bring them all. And in the darkness find them.
So
in the
what I
land of
do
Mordor,
for
where the
my
shadows
low
lie.
cut is I take my first one, I do that high pass filter, and then I make sure that the entire frequency curve is underneath
3 rings for the Elven Kings under
and
the sky.
inside.
7 for the Dwarf Lords in
Right
their
there.
halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all. 1 ring to find them. 1 ring to bring them all. And in the darkness find them. In the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. Woo!
All right. I think that's this is just a real quick EQ, but I
3
think
rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 7 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord
okay.
on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
Can
1
everyone
ring
hear
to rule
the
them all.
difference?
1 ring to
Once
find one
I
ring
brought
to
that
bring them
EQ
and in the darkness find them.
and it
In the
kind
land
of
mortal, where the
gives a
shadows
little bit
lie.
more warmth to the voice.
Woo!
My voice is very tinny, and it has a very like hollow middle. So
3 rings for the elven kings under the sky.
so
7
that's where I
for the
kind
dwarf
of
lords in their halls of stone.
give it a little
9 for
oomph
mortal
is in
men
the center of the
doomed to
voice.
die. 1
I
for
have
the
a lot
Dark
of
Lord
deep notes,
on
so
his
I
dark
can kind
throne.
of
In the
lean
land
into
of
the
Mordor,
deep,
where
into the
the
low
shadows
cut,
lie.
and I bring
1
the
ring
highs
to rule them all.
really,
1
really
ring
tight
to find them.
and cut out
1
basically
ring to
everything
bring
above
them all.
7,000.
And in the darkness, find them. In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
Woo! And there you go. So that is a quick like EQ rundown. This is how you can make your microphone, and this works for any
3
microphone.
rings for the elven
Makes it
kings
sound better.
under the
Okay,
sky.
let me
7
stop
for the
this
dwarf
loop
lords
so
in
you
their
guys can
halls of-
stop listening to that. But that's how you do it. All right, let me go back to the main screen. Okay. So I'm gonna open it up for questions. Please ask questions, because EQ is kind of like a weird thing, because a lot of EQ is subjective. That's the hard part. Is so much of EQ is subjective. It's how it sounds to you, not necessarily because the way it sounds to you is it's going to sound different to your viewer, and it's going to sound different to every single viewer. So it kind of is a practice. You've got to like do it a few times until you've kind of figured out exactly where that sweet spot is. But that's a way for you to make any microphone sound better. It doesn't matter if you're using the Wave 3, if you're using the Blue Yeti Pro, just a snowball, any microphone that you have, you can make it sound better with a quick little bit of EQ. It can help your audio quality. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do all my plugs, give you guys a chance to ask any questions at streamelements.com/Burkmade/tip. So what I've got coming up for the rest of the week, let's see. Sorry, I have to look at my calendar because I've got so much going on. Okay, tomorrow I've got my Patreon exclusive watch along. If you would like to join at any level, I believe it's still at any level, on my Patreon, gets you access to my Patreon exclusive watch alongs. It's at patreon.com/Burkmade. On Friday, I'll be on the Inner Geekdom Show with Winston A. Marshall. Dessert Men Live, the Inner Geekdom Show is at 9 a.m. Pacific on the Schmodown Entertainment YouTube channel. Dessert Men Live with my co-host Aiden Kosick here on this channel at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Friday. Then I have that's it for Friday. Then Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific, the PJCN YouTube channel for the PJCN Water Cooler WandaVision review. I will be on that, followed by my community game night on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Burkmade. And that's it for the rest of the week. And then you can also find me Monday, Tuesday on Twitch and a variety of other places across the internet. Follow me on Twitter and you'll be able to keep up with all of that stuff. Let me check, make sure we didn't get any questions. And I got no questions. So please, once again, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to the channel. It all helps get more eyes and get more videos made, because I can't do this without your support. I really do appreciate everyone that has been in the chat, everyone that watched live, everyone that's watching on the replay. And until next time, I will say technical difficulties are part of streaming. Just let them happen. Don't get too frustrated, and it'll always buff. See you next time.